So hey guys, welcome back to the channel of Be10x and I hope you all are doing really well. Till now we have seen a lot of AI tutorials using ChatGPT and many other stuff we have done using ChatGPT and very cool stuff that we have done. You can check those videos out. But today we are going to code an entire website just by using ChatGPT. So let's start the video, but before starting the video I just want you to know that if you are interested in AI tools, we have an AI tools workshop that is just available for 9 rupees. You can check that out. The link is in the description and more details are there ahead in the video.
Happy New Year! If your resolution for 2024 is getting accelerated career growth along with a good salary hike, then you are at right place. If you want to do the same, you should be learning ChatGPT and AI tools and how you can integrate them for your own advantage.
So when you will open the ChatGPT, you will be taken over to the interface for ChatGPT, which looks like this, and it's going to give you some examples, the capabilities and then limitations. But all you need to be concerned with really is the input text bar at the bottom, which is where you are going to actually interact with ChatGPT. I've actually got our conversation started for us already so that we can get into the coding a lot quicker. And the way that I like to interact with ChatGPT is in general to treat it like a human, like you are having a conversation with someone and I'm talking to a person. So I do a greeting like hi ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is a model that's trained on English language, so it actually understands English and will greet me back. So it's going to say hello, I am an assistant, I am a language model trained by OpenAI, I am here to help you. So I'm going to say awesome, I'd like to build a website today and do you think you could help me build with that? And now ChatGPT will of course respond certainly, and then it gives me a step-by-step instructions to build a website. So I figured out for this video, let's treat this as if we were a beginner programmer and I don't have experience building a website. So we are given the steps to build a website, and the first step is to determine the purpose and the goal of your website. So basically what website do is we want to build this, so we need a website idea and figure out this is a great place to see how creative ChatGPT. So I said that thanks for these steps, but do you have any creative ideas for the beginner programmers? So we have got this list of 9 great websites, and these are great for beginner programmers. Now I don't personally like wasting time into building projects that don't have any potential. So I noticed that we have a suggestion from ChatGPT that is a job board for in a specific industry, and since nowadays programming jobs are scarce nowadays, I think we can build a career centered website for us, and like we'll do a website, like we'll make a website for programming jobs, and who knows, this could turn into something. So I said thanks for the idea, I'd like to build a job board website for available programming jobs, and just like that ChatGPT gives us a list of all the steps to build a programming job board website, which is awesome. All right, so now that we have our website idea, we can go ahead and start coding now for this. Before starting the coding part of this, I just want you to know, nowadays you all might know that AI is taking over the world, and in just a short span of time you have seen so many layoffs, millions of jobs replaced by AI and whatnot. And I believe that you don't want to get affected by this recession wave, right? Well, I can assure you that an AI won't replace you, but the person using AI will surely. So if you want to save your job and become irreplaceable in your career, join our 3-hour AI tools workshop, in which we'll teach you about the best AI tools to upskill yourself, increase your productivity, and also enhance your career. Make your future secure with us. Join our workshop by clicking the link below in the description now. And guys, let's continue the video now. So now we are just going to be using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So I went ahead and made a folder on my desk called ChatGPT site, where I also added files for HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And as you can see, I have all these files open in Visual Studio. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT my plan here. So it is that this has the information, and I'm also going to ask ChatGPT to generate some initial HTML for my programming job board website. And just like that, I'll be given an HTML code snippet for my website that I can just copy directly from ChatGPT. So all I'm going to do is that click copy code here, head over to Visual Studio, paste that in, and if we were to open this file up in the browser, our website would look like this. So it looks like this, the initial site ChatGPT suggests for us is having some kind of keywords and location with a search as well as some featured jobs, which honestly doesn't sound too bad as a job or user interface would go. Now of course we want to add some styles because this doesn't look too great the moment. Now thankfully ChatGPT can help us with our CSS problem too. So I'm now going to let it know that we are going to be structuring our website so that we have separate files for the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So it knows that, and I'm asking to generate some CSS. So go along with the HTML, and here ChatGPT actually generates a lot of CSS for us, and it also gives us that link for the HTML. So we can include and actually hook up. So we can include our HTML to our CSS. So this copies this code snippet, head over to the CSS file, paste, and then let's go over and copy this link tag to go back into the HTML and go into the head and paste that as well. Now this case, the example link tag they gave hooked up to style CSS. I'm going to do this app.css. In this case, that's just what I'm used to calling this file. But if we head over to our file now in the browser and we refresh this, what it looks like, about 30 seconds of work and a couple of copy and paste. This is a lot faster for me than googling template HTML code and actually coding up some template code in CSS for an initial website. I personally do find it kind of impressive that we got this much build quality that quickly and that easily. Now let's deep dive into a little detail bit more about the future jobs are pushed up against the left. And if we were an actual programming job board website, we would want to display it in the middle. So now I'll imagine like we can ask ChatGPT like how we can do that. So just like I'm talking to a person, I can say, hey, can you help me with the center the feature job section, and we get provided the super simple line of code. Pretty easy to center it. So we'll copy and paste this and we'll paste this right here, and now we'll go back to our site and should be centered now. And now this should be centered. So now everything gets centered in the middle except for the header that says feature job. I think this is an important thing to talk about with ChatGPT, where I can go now and back, explain what's going on and write a prompt to get the code to center this. But since I'm a programmer, I have experience with HTML and CSS. I already know how to get this center right. So there could be a time discrepancy as you ChatGPT to build your software. You might actually just want to use your brain once in a while. In this case, let's do it ourselves. So let me do that quickly and then show you what it happens. So now if you see, this is center, and now we have a pretty good structure for our site. We have a layout where we are going to have our jobs listed with some details like company name, location, description, and apply now button, which would obviously navigate to the application for the job. And then we have some filters or searches. We could search by keywords or location. However, of course, this site is not functional and we have no jobs listed. So let's change them. Now I think this is one of the coolest part about ChatGPT, because over the years I've done dozens of programming projects where I had to come up with the mock data. Now of course you could look online for database or APIs that you could use for free to provide data that fits your schema, but in a lot of cases you are probably going to have to come up with some mock data yourself so that you could see what it would look like on your site. But ChatGPT is awesome because I can ask it to just generate some mock JSON data for us. The first thing I'll do is I'll head over to the project directory. I'll create a file called jobs data.json and back Visual Studio Code, and you can see that file appears now in the same directory as our other files. Now I ask ChatGPT that can you generate mock JSON data for the featured job, and just like that we get some mock data that fits our schema. And I think this also shows that ChatGPT has pretty good recollection, so it remembers the schema it gave us for our HTML, and then it generates mock data, and now it generates mock data for us. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to bring it over to our jobs data JSON file and paste now. So we have this mock data, but how do we actually get it displaying in our HTML? Well, what we could do is we could use JavaScript to pull it from the JSON file and display it in our web and display it on our site. And so I asked ChatGPT, and awesome, I'd like to use JavaScript to populate the HTML with this data, and you can help me. And then we get the corresponding code. So guys, like this you can work continuously and iterate your website, getting more and more better, like deciding the framework that you want to use and also helping you with the code and everything. ChatGPT can be very handy for you while you are designing a website or doing any other programming task. Well, it can't handle all of the part of the task that you are planning in your mind, but will help you in a very long way and very efficient way for your task, and would really make your work very easy. And guys, that is it for this video. I hope you like the video, and if you like the information given in the video, don't forget to leave a like. Also drop a comment if you have any doubts. We'll try to respond every comment of yours, and don't forget to subscribe Be10x, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, do remember that we have an AI tools workshop that is just available for 9 rupees. You can check that out. The link is in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.